Two 110-story buildings reduced to a pile of debris only a few stories high. It takes less than 10 seconds for the South Tower to hit the ground. In little more than 10 seconds, each of the World Trade Center towers was gone.
In 10 seconds, the entire building disintegrated in an avalanche of pulverized steel and concrete.
Do you think it was another bomb in there?
You know, like when they bomb one of those buildings, when they
demolish it. Unbelievable.
Floor by floor instead of popping out.
It was if they had detonated.
Detonated.
They were planned to take down a building. Boom, 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 boom.
All the way down.
They came straight down as if they were aimed directly at their foundations.
But when the Trade Center fell, it was coming toward you?
Well, no, the whole thing collapsed, and it just...
And then, the top of it tipped over.
No, I didn't... No. It went straight down.
It was a cataclysmic release, and it released back into the city in 10 seconds in each case.
We have an enormous explosion. The explosion started high in the building and worked its way down. There you see the building imploding. Do you see what's happening? This was the result of something that was planned, and I'm not prepared to deal with it.
Planes, we understand it was a third explosion, however, that brought the tower to collapse.
There were reports of an explosion before the tower fell.
Generally speaking, for a building to collapse in on itself like that, but it would seem to indicate that there could have been an explosion, a bomb planted on the ground that would make the building collapse within itself.
We've heard reports of secondary explosions after the aircraft impacted, whether in fact there wasn't something else at the base of the towers that in fact were the coup de grace to bring them to the ground.
It was an incredible explosion, or a bomb planted in the building. We heard
something ignited there, though. Maybe they had that was an incredible.
That was an incredible explosion.
I mean, it could have been something that was planted.
Or a bomb planted in the building. Yeah, I agree with you. This was clearly the way the structure is collapsing. This was the result of something that was planned. This is not. It's not accidental that the first tower just happened to collapse and then the second tower just happened to collapse in exactly the same way.
We have just been told that what we thought was another explosion was indeed, according to the Associated Press, another building that has either been attacked or exploded. So it appears to be separate from the two that we have already witnessed this morning.
They'd blown up. The building had blown up and the stuff had just come down like confetti.
We just received word that there was a fourth explosion at the World Trade Center. Obviously, other attacks.
We just heard that there was another explosion in the basement or one of the lower levels of the World Trade Center.
That there was an explosion on the lower floor.
There was a huge explosion at the base of the South Tower. After about 20 minutes later, the second tower also collapsed in flames.
I was standing like 2 blocks away, and all of a sudden I just seen a big flash, and then I seen the building coming down, and I just seen people just running everywhere, chaotic like.
It just looked like an explosion, and then it just came down. It just looked like an explosion below where it was burning, and then it just came down. An explosion below where it was burning, and then it just came down.
Below the fire, I saw from the corner, boom, 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 boom. Just like 20 straight hits. Just went down, and then I just saw the whole building just went.
Off the second building, you saw an explosion, and you saw the building start to fall down, and then you saw the core of the building just start to disintegrate into itself.
Did it look like an implosion that internally a bomb? But it literally exploded.
We saw some kind of explosion, a lot of smoke come out at the top of the tower.
Don't worry about numbers.
It looked like a skyscraper implosion. It looked like it had been done by a demolition crew.
Engineers are not just focusing on the Twin Towers.
The failure of the building was an implosion.
The most disturbing structural event was not that the Twin Towers fell, but that Tower 7, ignited by flying debris, fell due to fire alone.
For the third time today, it's reminiscent of those pictures we've all seen too much on television before, when a building was deliberately destroyed by well-placed dynamite to knock it down.
Did they actually use the word brought down, and who was it that was telling you this?
The fire department, and they did use the word. We're going to have to bring it down.
We heard this sound that sounded like a clap of thunder. It looked like there was a shock wave ripping through the building, and the windows all busted out. About a second later, the bottom floor caves out. The building followed after that, and we saw the building crash down all the way to the ground.
And I turned in time to see what looked like a skyscraper implosion. Looked like it had been done by a demolition crew. The whole thing just collapsing down on itself.
It was almost as if it were a planned implosion. It just pancaked.
Is it live? 631-226-9595. Tell my sister I'm okay.
What happened? It was an explosion. He was in the lobby, and the third explosion, the whole lobby collapsed on us.
What was it like? What was it like?
Horrible.
It's like hell. You don't want to know.
The whole building just collapsed on us inside the lobby.
Was that a secondary explosion?
Yes, it was.
That was the
Yeah, definitely a secondary explosion. But we was inside waiting to go upstairs, and on our way upstairs, the whole fucking thing blew. And we just collapsed on everybody inside the lobby.
Similar to the first tower coming down, secondary?
I don't know about the first one, but I know the second one was terrible. Then there was a third one too after that one.
Third explosion after that?
Yes, sir. Everybody was inside the building, waiting to go upstairs. And they just let loose. Everything just let loose inside the building.
So what you told me is that there was the plane or whatever hit the building, then a secondary explosion.
It was like 3 explosions after that. We came in after the fire. We came when the fire was going on already. We was in the staging area inside the building, waiting to go upstairs. And they exploded. The whole lobby collapsed on the lobby inside.
And it was just mayhem after that?
Just man, everybody tried to make their way out.
Just trying to help all the brothers get out.
A lot of people trapped inside.
I was sitting in the Brooklyn Navy Yard close to Brooklyn. We watched the first explosion. As we were watching the building, we saw a black, very large airplane fly right into the second building. It came out of the south, right in front of our eyes. Just, it was so surreal, like a movie set.
Second and third explosions also, right?
We were in the building for the third one. It collapsed. It was on this drive here for the other one.
Just trying to find anybody who needs to be out the building.
Beg your pardon?
Everybody was all made
I'd say like 50% of what units that were on scene.
So far, a
lot of people in that building.
Take off your jacket. You just trying to leave your way out.
Open up your jacket.
Dehydrate there.
people that understand. There may be more. Any one of these fucking buildings can blow up. This ain't done yet.
Yeah, here's one of the guys who can tell you I'm okay, all right? Here, hold on. You want to call your mother or something?
You gotta get back from here.
I know that. You gotta
get back.
All right? Don't worry about me. You need to make calls right now. All right.
So the plane coming this way in the spot goes factory directly to the building.
Was it the first plane or the second plane?
That was the first plane. The second plane, no second plane. It was a bomb. Bombed in all the building, not second plane. That was a bomb.
But then there were other doors that were locked, so we were brought into another floor when there was another explosion, and they finally let us continue to go down.
What was happening around you? People screaming?
No, people were pretty calm. When we got down to 6th floor, there was like another shake or another explosion. Everyone started panicking, but...
Rick Sanchez has been there throughout this morning for us. Rick, tell us where you are and what the latest is.
I spoke with some police officials moments ago, Chris, and they told me that they have reason to believe that one of the explosions at the World Trade Center may have been caused by a van that was parked in the building that may have had some type of explosive device in it.
Joining me is Jack Kelly. Now, he is a foreign correspondent. He has some information about these attacks. Jack, what can you tell us happened first in New York?
Apparently what appears to happen was that at the same time two planes hit the building, that the FBI most likely thinks that there was a car or truck packed with explosives underneath the buildings, which also exploded at the same time and brought both of them down.
Now, that's the first time we're hearing that. So 2 planes and explosives that were in the building. Is that correct?
That is the working theory at this point. That is still unconfirmed, but that is what the FBI is going on at this point.
NBC's Pat Dawson is close to the scene of that attack. Pat?
Just moments ago, I spoke to the chief of safety for the New York City Fire Department. He received word of the possibility of a secondary device, that is another bomb going off. There was another explosion which took place. According to his theory, he thinks that there were actually devices that were planted in the building.
Yeah, here's one of the guys who can tell you I'm okay, all right? Here, hold on. You want to call your mother or something?
You gotta get back from here.
You know that. All right. Get back. All right. Don't worry about me. You need to make calls right now. All right. That's...
The bomb in the building started clearing out. Sorry, you said it's a bomb? What'd you say? The bomb in the building started clearing out. Got it.
It just went ba-boom. It was like a bomb went off. And it was like holy hell coming down them stairs. And then when we finally got to the bottom, they were coming out on a mezzanine level there, and another explosion came right from it, just everyone flying.
Like, it sounded like gunfire, you know, bang, 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 and then all of a sudden, 3 big explosions.
I was about 5 blocks away when I heard explosions, 3 thuds, and turned around to see the building we just got out of, antenna tip over and fall in on itself.
At 10:30, I tried to leave the building, but as soon as I got outside, I heard a second explosion and another rumble. And then a fire marshal came in and said we had to leave because if there was a third explosion, this building might not last.
We stuck on the stairs for a while. We finally got down to the lobby. Then we get to the lobby, there's this big explosion.
As we were getting our gear on and making our way to the stairway, there was a heavy-duty explosion.
Then somebody said that they saw an airliner go into one of those towers. Then, I don't know, an hour later than that, we had that big explosion from much, much lower. I don't know what on earth caused that.
We've heard reports of secondary explosions after the aircraft impacted, whether in fact there wasn't something else at the base of the towers that in fact were the coup de grace to bring them to the ground.
I did pass through a couple of parks and on some of the streets, and before, when I reported about an hour ago, there were people at their gas pumps who turned to look at the smoke that was coming from the city, folks stepping out of bodegas and stores to look. Now people are gathering in large groups. In fact, in one corner, I saw a group of people actually holding hands and praying. As I stand on the Manhattan Bridge, which is closed, it is open to pedestrian traffic. Some people are walking across, but there's just no way for them to, as I look out, something happens. I can't
I think a bomb went off in the lobby first, then a plane hit the building. Then another plane hit the other building. But when I was coming through the doors on the other side of the Trade Center, either they blew the lobby up or something, because it blew the glass out of the doors and knocked us all down, and I got smoke and everything on me. I just feel a little shook up because I got blasted, you know, so I'm just trying to, you know, I want a drink of water. They don't have any water though. So.
The ladies that are with me were in the World Trade Center in the first building and escaped through the lobby where they believe there was a bomb in the lobby.
And even the turnstile was burnt and was sticking up, and they just told us to run.
And as we were coming out, we passed the lobby. There was no lobby. So I believe the bomb hit the lobby first, and a couple of seconds in the first plane hit.
Yes. They were having coffee in the World Trade Center when the first plane struck.
And all of a sudden it sounded like, I don't know where the subway is, but it sounded like a subway collision, a bomb, and it was just pounding, boom, 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 and I literally thought the subway had exploded and all the cars couldn't land on top of it. It was just so loud.
Did you see what happened? What happened?
Well, I was in the past train, and there was a huge explosion sound. Everyone came out.
Tell us what you saw when you exited the subway station due to a lack of smoke. Eileen.
It was very smoky, and then we exited on Church Street out of the past train station.
At the time, I was actually in the subway heading towards the World Trade Center right around Franklin Street, and after the first explosion, the subway station started to fill with smoke. The subway cars started to fill with smoke, and the subways actually stopped.
I was standing next to one World Trade Center, and then all of a sudden I heard rumbling, and we all started running away from it. The glass blew out and threw me onto the sidewalk, and I couldn't see for 20 seconds.